And we have another storyteller, James Behr.
Well, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be with this fine collection of people here. And my background is I teach as adjunct professor at Manhattan College. I'm also a graduate of Juilliard and a political scientist and an attorney. But I speak now in the capacity as a writer. And a book that I have written over the last couple of years called America on the Verge. If you're interested in learning more, it's americaontheverge.com. And if there's any glue that I find, by the way, I'm not checking my text here. I'm going to look at the table of contents. But if there's any glue that seems to merge all of us, it's that no one's too happy with the way our government is going in society and justice. And my way of handling this matter is that I have written a book where I express the point of view that we need a vision where we look 40 years in the future and plan. And one of my role models, flawed or whatever, are the two Roosevelts, Theodore Roosevelt and Franklin Roosevelt, who very much planned for the future. And for God's sakes, the New Deal, Social Security, these are things that we have today. The way that the government created the FDIC, the SEC, to monitor the stock market and prevent the disasters of 1929, which is why in 2008, 2009 did become quite the disaster of 29, when it became a 10-year depression of 25% unemployment. We don't have that sort of vision right now. We don't have leaders, for all that they mean well, looking 40 years in the past and thinking 40 years in the future, and God knows we have a president who doesn't seem to do that. And just to make a point, I'd like to review the table of contents, which is some of the things that the book covers. A sleeping giant, how Pearl Harbor woke up our country and created, through a disaster, World War II, a vision to use government for the good. We have a government now where nobody seems to think that we can use government. Government's the problem. It started with Reagan. Now government is not the answer. To the contrary, government can be used for very good causes. And that's what the book says. Not to get crazy, not to stop capitalism, but to stop getting so extreme. One of the things that I talk about is trade and outsourcing. Just today, announcement comes out about creating embargoes, creating protectionism and tariffs. But that's one of the disasters that made the Great Depression worse. And the answer is to build the economy, to build solar energy, all kinds of clean energy, to clean up the world, to stop pretending it isn't happening. About a quarter of the Arctic Circle has melted. Who are we fooling? And one of the things that we could do to look to the future is to deal with trade, not by creating protectionism, but by encouraging the rest of the world through a 15-year program to get them to pay their workers better, to give them pensions, to give them Medicare like we have, which raises prices, which raises all playing field, a whole new way of dealing with things. Another thing is about making sure that we regulate Wall Street as it was done. Yes. And a lot of the chapters deal with the problems of energy. And I propose a 15-year program to get us to a clean world.
Thank you so much. I look forward to reading that book. Thank you, James Behr.